It's not too late to keep. Oh.
Oh! Oh, lost in space and time. And time, Martin. On a mission they were never meant to return from. They have returned with the microphone stand directly in front of my face. Oh, man, your microphone's still not working.
Hey. Oh,
There it is.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah, I need to fix your microphone.
Returning from the horrible secrets of space and
Horrible,
time.
horrible secrets of space and time,
It's-
Martin.
the Oswego Comic Shop does a podcast. It wouldn't be an Oswego Comic Shop podcast without some technical errors, like right as we kick off.
Yep.
And I am Aaron Z. Lee, a professional doodler.
And I'm Evan Coy, amateur doodler, and we're here with very special guest.
I'm Martin Kinney, but I'm sitting this one out in honor of the Writers Guild strike.
The WGA.
As well as the Writers Guild, the Actors Guild.
Check one.
Upcoming
Still good.
UPS. I'm for all of the protests.
Yeah, your mic is weird.
All the networking.
UPS.
No, it's fine. If not, we'll just swap out one of these other ones. Yeah.
Which is why I'm glad. Yeah, let's double mic it up. Let's get two mics. I can
All
do
right.
atmospheric mics here.
Yeah, now you're in stereo.
Yeah.
Did you see, Martin and I were talking about this, so the Screen Actors, not the Screen Actors Guild, it's SAG and AFTRA.
SAG hasn't gone yet, but
No, they did.
though they did.
I think they did today.
Oh.
One of the things I found fascinating was you can show up on, one of the things that's proposed is you show up on set as an extra.
Mhm.
We scan your image. We then own that image. You get paid for 1 day's worth of work, but then we can repurpose your
digital
likeness however we see fit
Uh-oh.
in perpetuity
Uh-oh.
without any further compensation.
Uh-oh.
So, like, and then that brings up the question of Martin's in the background of a movie. Hi, Martin. He becomes famous later on.
Mm-hmm.
The company that has him as a movie studio that has him as an extra, could they just then use his likeness to make Martin movies without paying Martin?
It seems likely, yes.
Isn't that insane?
Well, that's like Matthew McConaughey in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, or Julia Louis-Dreyfus in Leprechaun, or wasn't Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun too?
Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, that's one I was thinking of earlier.
Yeah.
Where you put these actors who in small parts in the promotion in a big way.
Yeah, that's very shady.
Yeah. And again, if you're a bigger, well-known actor, you can kind of maybe fight that. But if you're just a guy who's trying to make $200 for something, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we can just reuse you forever, and we don't need to call you back anymore for any further extra. Like, ugh, gross. Gross.
That is very gross. They're going to own you and use you however they want to forever in perpetuity.
Sounds like the comic shop.
Tell me about it.
Yikes.
Yikes.
But today we're going to be talking about some artwork. We found some books. Well, I guess I can say I didn't really find them. You guys found them, and I stumbled into the back room and took a look at them, and I thought they were cool. They're
Do we want to go
art
to the
books.
doc camera here?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Let's just get right into it.
See you, Martin.
There he goes.
Adios.
But this is a painting book by Boris Vallejo and Julie Bell. Superheroes featuring X-Men, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Silver Surfer, the Hulk, and more. And this is a really cool book. If you are somebody who collected cards in the 90s,
What
this
I
has a
wanted to
lot
do,
of
what I
stuff.
should have done is gone through. Do we have a collection of cards in the back room? But I'm not going to do it now. But it is fun to it's that nostalgia hit of mid '90s, beautiful painted artwork.
Mm-hmm. You can tell those cards are making a lot of money to be able to get images like this on cards.
Yeah, that's true. And it's an interesting point you brought up when we were talking about this a few days ago. That I loved those cards as a kid, those painted cards. But really, that's not the way to view a painting
No.
like that. And as a kid, I didn't even think about that. But then when you bring it up as, now we're old men, it's like, oh yeah, like it shouldn't be a postage stamp sized painting we're looking at. We should really be able to see some nice, beautiful full size. Look at that Lady Death. That's fantastic. That's
We
really
should have had
nice.
that for the Bad Girls episode.
Well, I don't know if we had this book at this point in time. I don't know where this
Oh,
book
that's
came
true.
from.
Yeah, it's got some cool looking stuff in here. That Spider-Man, even the stuff that's kind of wonky and kind of a little weird.
Yeah, to me, that's not Peter Parker.
This is a very beefy Peter Parker.
yeah.
This is a Peter Parker who is just doing deadlifts. And
Were you looking at my workout that I wrote today with Michael?
no,
Yeah, I wrote a workout on the computer today with Michael. He's helping me not to be fat.
excellent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, Weird
I'm
Alpaca
really
says
smart.
mid-90s, old. Yep. Mid 90s.
Doesn't seem like it's that old.
Well, these cards,
it is.
what do you think? 94, 95? 95, 96?
96.
Yeah.
These must be the Marvel Masterworks, or one of those things that they ran.
What was the difference
This
between,
looks a bit more than like Spider-Man.
difference between Marvel Masterpiece and Marvel Masterworks?
I think I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I think that's when they introduced the painted art, and then the painted art took over. Because we're going to see some stuff from the X-Men 95 series, I think. Yeah,
But it's amazing that these were commissioned as cards, though. Like,
look at that.
I love a classic Doc Ock. Weird Alpaca says no fat shaming, Evan. I'm sorry, I will take that back. Michael Kelly's trying to help me get in shape. I've been trying to work out and lift weights a little bit more, but I just have no routine. So tried to nail a routine today, which included deadlifts.
Well, there you
Anyway,
go.
I love that Doc
I'm
Ock.
always trying to improve my routine of things, but I just load myself up with so many things to do, and then there's responsibilities around the house, and it just I need to live in a constant state of being overwhelmed, even when I'm not like actively working.
I think you do a good job at that.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Lady Dr. Octopus. Got some more Spider-Man.
Oh, Lady Dr. Octopus did exist in 1996. I thought that character came later, but no, that was 96, 97 was Lady Dr. Octopus.
And then she
That
showed
checks
up in
out.
Spider-Verse, which I still haven't seen the new
I'm
one.
not. I don't care for that Carnage we just passed.
You don't care for the Carnage? When you have a Carnage, you want it to be the Bill Sienkiewicz. Yeah, that's a bit weird. It's a bit like a dog or something.
It's kind of dinosaur-y.
Yeah. I mean, it's well rendered. It's
Yeah.
good 3 dimensions. Green Goblin. I'm glad he didn't look like that in the movie. That is weird.
Did you see the one? There is some footage of like with the mask that looks more like that in the first
I did
movie,
like
right?
that.
Yeah.
I like that. But it was too scary. That's why they went with the Power Rangers mask. That's pretty good Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin. I remember that card.
It's a good looking card.
I like Ben Reilly too.
Yeah, Scarlet Spider-Man.
Spiderman.
The Lizard. That's a pretty good lizard. Lizard's fun.
My favorite lizard, I think, is Chris Bachalo.
Yeah. Chris Bachalo is a great Spider-Man artist.
We had a Hulk 400 walk in the door today, or yesterday maybe, and we didn't realize that was his first Marvel work. Was Chris Bachalo Hulk 400? I think he did one issue of Hulk in 1992. Because I always associate him with like Ghost Rider or that Spider-Man run and things like that.
Yeah, his Ghost Rider 2099 run. That
Yeah.
awesome. I picked up a lot of that for $20 for $1 at a shop.
Venom's eyes are weird in that second one.
Yeah, he didn't.
That looks good.
Chris Bachalo got stepped on, I think, because he was doing like a nonstop Spider-Man book. Do you remember this?
Not the nonstop Spider-Man that was only a couple years ago, right? This is wild.
No, and I think it was. I think he was doing that series.
Oh, was he doing that series? You're
Yeah, during
right.
the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then everything got kind of goofed. And I don't know if it was promoted very well before the pandemic, but that looks really good. I don't know if I've ever seen any of those issues, but that was Bachalo doing Spider-Man.
We've got a trade of it, or at least we did have a trade of it.
He did a great run on Doctor Strange, too. That's one of the best runs on Strange in the recent history. I think they're basing a lot of the newer stuff a little bit on that run, the Jason Aaron, Chris Bachalo. We've got the new costume.
Got some spider buns right there.
The spider buns are very controversial. That's why in the next page,
Yeah, he's got a.
his hands are covering the
His
buns.
hands
It's
are
like,
covering
hey,
the
don't look
buns.
don't look at
Don't
my
look
buns.
at my spider buns.
Oh yeah, Lilandra.
Lilandra looks great.
93. Yeah, that was the X-Men 93 series. Look at that background too.
The
That's
X-Men was the first painted card series, and then it went to like more Marvel Universe.
I don't know the timeline. Masterworks might have been first, or Masterpiece. That might have been the first one that was.
I don't remember
was
a painted 92 set other than like, again, I think X-Men 93, 94 I remember, but
I had that card, Silver Surfer.
Silver Samurai.
Or Silver Samurai. There we go.
And then I also like there's just random like non-Marvel characters in here. Yeah, just she shows up.
Yeah,
Okay.
whoever's got that money. Mariko,
Mm-hmm.
Ogun. Look at that error. Ogum.
Oh.
Yukio. Yeah, she looks great there. I don't know if she's ever looked better. Like that architecture in the background, they give you a whole.
There
sense
is some
of-
good architecture going on in the background of some of these cards. I do appreciate that. Like some of the Spider-Man ones, some of the cityscapes, just enough that it really draws you in.
Yeah, and like, I mean, clearly they have some chops, but it's so nice to have that sense of place.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some Adam Warlock.
Not crazy about the Adam Warlock. Maybe it's
It's
the
fine.
cape.
Yeah, because it's not very cape-like.
No, it's
more of a
more
graphic shape.
abstract. Yeah.
Thanos. It's pretty good Thanos.
The black eyes I find distracting. Other than that, I think it's great.
It's a very Jim Starlin Thanos.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Vryle. I wonder if that's supposed to be or Iriel. Malibu Comics.
I don't
That's why
know
I have
who
no
that
idea
is.
who that is. Nemorita from Secret Warrior or no, New Warriors.
Yes,
right?
New Warriors.
Locust. I remember
I
the
don't know
card
who that
of
is either.
I remember the card of Locust, but I've never seen Locust. Maybe it's an X-Force character, like a Mutant Liberation
I have
Front?
no idea who that character
No
is.
idea. Black Cat. Here we go.
She's very high up.
Yeah, how'd she get that high up?
I don't know. I always like that when there's a character that's just kind of floating above the cityscape, and you're like, how did they get there? What are they attached to?
Well, this explains it over here. There's a wire up there. Maybe there's a helicopter that she jumped off
Oh, it
of.
kind of reminds me of Kaitano's backup in Savage Dragon 266.
This wire?
Yeah.
Should we totally disconnect from this and jump into the next thing?
Nah, I think we're good. We can come back to the Kaitano's
Okay.
backup, though.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good Silver Surfer. Those metallic chrome parts that have reflections on them, extremely difficult.
I
to
like
do.
the subtle green and blue tones in the background, too.
Moving
Because
through
I
the
don't
cosmos.
necessarily like the yellow hands. I think that the green hands in the other surfer looks a little bit better.
I see, I
Those
see.
those green and blue tones on that larger full page splash, that's nice.
That's a good piece. I like all these surfers.
Weird Alpaca, is this book for sale at the shop? I have no idea.
This is just something that
I don't know where this book came from, but we were
Was
just looking
found.
through it the other day. We've been buying a few collections of books from people, and I feel like this came through in one of those collections that we purchased recently. But this is kind of it's this older book. This is, what year do you think this is? Again, this is 96, 97. This is,
maybe
I'm sure it's been out of print for quite a
2000?
while.
2000.
2000,
That
yeah.
was a good guess.
Very good. You're so smart.
Thank you.
SMRT.
Here's Psylord. I believe that was Franklin Richards from the future, right? Psylord.
So many Franklin Richards.
Yeah. all
Oh,
those
you
different
just went
things.
right past that Prime, which we're not going to get into that. But
yeah, that's kind of why.
yeah, Prime is a Malibu comic from 1994. Has a creepy story that it's a kid who turns into a Superman character, and
Mhm.
later on was discovered that it was written by a man who was
Who was in prison?
for other things with boys.
Yeah, you can Google it. If you want.
Yeah, that's a creepy story.
Yeah, so that's why I moved past.
That's why
that.
you move. Well, it's a good painting. It's just unfortunate the
It's
history
not,
of that
not their
character.
fault.
No, it's
not,
just
it's not Boris's fault.
the history of that character is very.
Void's pretty
gross.
cool as a generic metallic woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Wildcats thing, right?
Yeah,
Silver Sable.
Silver Sable looks. Gosh, she doesn't look like Silver Sable to me, but I like that pose and that character. Although I don't know what Silver Sable's like face looks like to me.
Doesn't Silver
Yeah,
Sable-
Gentile fan club. Don't Google that. That's you don't need to. It's a weird story.
Yeah. Does Mark Bagley have to draw Silver Sable in order for it to look like Silver Sable?
You know what? And that's exactly where I'm going to in my mind is like the Mark Bagley Silver Sable. But I don't feel like I have a strong enough understanding of her facial features. But it doesn't, to me, look quite like her there. But also, I think that's a really good painting.
Yeah. This is one where you can kind of see more of the brushstrokes in there, and I like that.
Yeah, and these are all oil paints, right?
As far as I know, it looks like oil painting to me.
How long-
Vengeance.
How long is it going to take you to do an oil painting? Like, how big are these, you think? I guess you can't really
I
tell.
don't know. Some of these, like this one, this has got to be pretty big because you don't really even see the brushstrokes on this. It's like totally smooth. This one might be a little bit smaller because you can see those brushstrokes. I don't know. It's hard to say because it could be 9x12, it could be 24x36, or it could be the size of a wall in here.
Yeah.
It just depends on.
Did you
who's
the
commissioning
the
it.
Lady Demon just reminds me of I was talking to my uncle this past weekend and he has a large southwestern art collection. So I was just talking about what it was his father's. The father passed, but it's like tens of millions of dollars in
Oh, wow.
art. And so he's been selling some of the paintings lately, and I kind of got into original art for comics, like that's something that's a real thing that sells. And then he brought up, he goes, there was just some fantasy painting that sold recently for $6 million.
Oh my god!
And it was, I was like, is it a Frank Frazetta? And he was like, I'm not sure. And we looked it up, and it was a Frank Frazetta painting that just sold at Heritage Auction for like $6 million. It was the cover of that Molly Hatchet album that you'd probably recognize it. It's again one of those iconic Frank Frazetta pieces, but that for whatever reason that just jarred my memory right there of our conversation that I had over the weekend of just the interesting world of fine art meets comic art, which is kind of what we have here. It's these beautiful painted fantasy characters, you know.
I would like to look at some more Frank Frazetta stuff. I know there's a ton of books out there on this stuff, but
Yeah, we should do a Frank Frazetta deep dive. That I know enough, but he's a really interesting dude who did a lot of interesting stuff, comics adjacent. And, you know.
well, he did some comics too.
Yeah.
Johnny Comet is a big one. I have a couple of the issues of the
I don't
reprints of that.
I don't know what that is. Johnny Comet,
It's a 1950s like racer
like a
character.
speed racer type thing.
He raced a little bit, but then it becomes more of a drama between him and his girlfriend and some opposing forces, like mobsters or such and such like that. But I didn't really get too much into the story because I was just looking at how he draws the figures and the cars. I'll have to dig that out and take a look through that. I know there's a big collected edition of that too.
Weird Alpaca. It's amazing that they're not digital. Yes, this is pre-digital stuff. I mean,
I don't
computer
think they would do
coloring.
digital.
Computer coloring exists. Photoshop exists, but you can't do stuff like this at that point in time.
Yeah, you could do this now, but I don't think Julie Bell or Boris Vallejo would do digital because then they don't have a physical painting to sell. I mean, they could do prints or something like that, but I'm sure this is their business.
Yeah. I know a guy who collects fantasy
Great.
paintings. His walls are covered. I know who that is. Weird Alpaca. I know who you're referring to.
That's a great Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
The fact that we have a Ghost Rider movie and it didn't pull more from imagery like this is strange to me.
Who's that?
The Jackal.
Yeah. Okay.
War Machine.
Uh.
It's got some
Looks
industrial buildings behind there.
looks
Looks kind of sad.
Yeah, it looks a little stiff too.
His upper body looks real big. Lower body looks
The
real
the
little.
legs. There's something weird with the legs there about.
And yes, I know it would be foreshortened, but there is something odd there about that.
Yeah.
And it's not like a Mark Teixeira
No.
distortion where I kind of like it, but it's clearly distorted. Oh, do you remember? This is Shard,
Nope.
but it's labeled as Ascanti, and it would be Ascani, which I think that's what this is supposed to be.
So you're catching a lot of mispronounced errors in here in terms of naming of characters.
I feel like the person who laid this out and labeled it was not a comics person because I think this is it's the crossover of the fine arts world to the comic world.
Jonathan Legoman says, "What a pose!" There's a lot of good poses in here. Football MM says, "Shard."
I think she was stretching her back on this pose. She's using the Uzi to pull the weight around.
A little
back.
bit of some Liefeld glutes in there, I would say.
Very Liefeldish glutes. And this is Genesis, Apocalypse's son, also like the lead singer of a hair metal band, I think.
I'll go with it.
Oh, look at that kick. Alistair the Slayer with a back kick with the double blades on the arms. That is your parody character
Wait,
of
what?
an Image comic.
What?
It's not really.
I know that.
I don't know
I've
where
seen
it's
this
from.
image before, though. That image is definitely familiar to me, but I have no idea who that character is.
Well, if you pay to have Boris Vallejo paint that character, you better pay for some ad space to get that showing up somewhere.
Football
maybe a
MM says
wizard.
the good Bishop sibling. Is that?
There's more than one Bishop sibling? Yeah, this is Bishop's younger sister, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. I know
And-
where we are.
And he retained her consciousness in the bracelet. So she
Yeah.
would pop up as a hard light construct, which was very anime, actually, that idea.
Weapon X. Do you
Weapon
like
X?
Weapon X? He's got like
That's pretty good.
an 80s handheld game attached to his unit down there.
I'm for it.
Yeah. That looks like the what was that handheld football game where it was just red LED dots? You couldn't really tell what you were doing, but it was branded as a football game.
I don't even remember that one.
Was that Profit too?
Yeah, some Boris Vallejo Prophet.
No, give me a Stephen Platt prophet all day. He looks.
This is kind of fun though. It kind of brings him into like heavy metal territory.
It is. It is. I want to see him like super yoked with just. Again, I always think of Prophet.
With the casings.
7th grade, the wizard with all the shell casings, where it was you count the shell casings and then write to wizard and tell him how many shell casings Stephen Platt drew. He won something.
Nothing's worth taking your time to do that.
Weapon XXX says football MM. Weird Alpaca says Game Boy loincloth. I mean, I think we've all been there with our Game Boy loincloth. There was just a Game Boy Color loincloth.
That's a great name for it, like a tobacco song.
Yes, Game Boy loincloth.
A Holocaust.
Flamethrower reminds me of Mad Max Fury Road for
the
Prophet there. I guess that's a flamethrower. I think it's just a gun with a big flame coming out of it. But I guess that would technically be a flamethrower, though, right? I don't know.
It could be. It could be a flamethrower combined with lasers, or who knows. When you're doing a piece like this, you're not really thinking about how it's going to technically and mechanically work. Sienna Blaze. I remember only the card of this character. I don't think this character
couldn't tell you anything about them.
Did much. I think this character must have hung out with Ascani and
Prime.
Who's the other one? Ascani and Locus. All these vaguely techno video game style characters.
Nice lady.
Yeah. Oh boy, that sound effect is really quiet.
Brinky of Destruction. I don't understand. It must be... Oh, it's Brinky Stevens, a scream queen of B-movies. Almost broke into the A-list for being one of Dracula's brides in Bram Stoker's Dracula, but didn't quite make it into the final 3. Slumber Party Massacre, has a master's degree in marine biology, and worked in that field until the bright lights beckoned.
Football MM says the same. Like that card is the only reference to that character that he knows.
Sienna Blaze. It does seem interesting, the characters that they include in the cards, because there's plenty of characters.
What's
in
up
X-Men
with
and
you?
Marvel.
I love Zealot, but what's up with U.S. Agent's outfit there? That I don't feel like I've ever seen a U.S. Agent outfit like that before.
I feel like it was very short-lived around this time. Also, he's kind of like sticking his butt out a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of butts.
A lot of butts. It's an equal opportunity butt presentation here.
Yeah,
The Zealot is pretty great.
I think that's excellent.
One of the better designs of Jim Lee's Wildcats, Zealot. Thunderstrike. I remember this card, but I don't remember his face looking like that.
No, I mean Eric Masterson had the goatee. He had the long ponytail.
This is how we make it look better. That face is really throwing me off.
Yeah, his torso's weird.
Lady Deathstrike.
Look at his torso. I feel like his top half is bending a different way than what his legs are. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe not. I'm having a hard time seeing with that dark splorch.
I definitely remember this Lady Deathstrike card. I had that. She's also doing the Rob Liefeld pose.
Yeah, some buns and long legs, and then there's a boob there too. That's a Liefeld boob.
Yeah. Omega Red. That's interesting.
Football MM. Alexa, add buns to my shopping list. And then Weird Alpaca. 90s was prime glute area. It really was.
They were not skipping leg day.
If you liked long legs and superhero butts, let's take you back to 1995.
And Julie Bell and Boris Vallejo are really adding the volume to those butts. Really getting in there and shading it realistically. I like the Gen 13.
Gen 13's good. Omega Red,
It's kind of fun.
it's fine.
It looks like a wrestler,
Yeah.
right? I'm getting like wrestler vibes from that, or Running Man.
I always thought Omega Red was an older character, but he's like early 90s character, right?
Mm-hmm. I think he debuted in that early X-Men run.
X-Men 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
I think it was
Hydra?
5.
This has got to be Madame Hydra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is also, what is her name?
Nope.
She married Viper. She married Wolverine in the late 90s.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fine painting. It's like a good.
Actually, it's a good. I think that
It's a
even
good
though it's a very
study.
simple pose, I feel like it's a very strong
Mhm.
image.
Yeah,
Love
it's
the
very,
hair,
very
too.
well painted.
Hair looks nice.
Action figures. This is from Penthouse Comics. And I
Football
think
MM is saying Viper, yes.
This is.
Oh, there's some buns.
It's very clear this is from Penthouse Comics. It's like as far as you can go without
Yeah.
being censored.
I almost put tape over my boobs today too.
Yeah, for doing lots of running.
Yeah, nipple chafing.
Gotcha. I have a nice shirt I got from Kohl's. It's got the comic
Nipple cutout.
No, it's
Oh.
got the comic book panels all over it. It's a very pop art shirt. I wore just that because it was warm, and I had some nipple chafage. on
Really?
that too, yeah. So
Well,
if I do that again, I got to throw the
What-
Band-Aids on there. I have a nice undershirt.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thank you. Some more glutes.
Yeah, look at that.
Daredevil's got lots of glutes. He doesn't look too acrobatic to me. Looks like he would just like jump from place to place and climb on things. I don't think he's doing too many spins. I could be wrong.
One of our
though.
two believers says, "Almost put tape on them. Don't lie to us." We'll skip it.
That's a lie. That is 100% a lie. So we've got Daredevil in the Scott McDaniel costume, which is meant to be a designy costume, meant to be used with pen and ink and not really fully rendered. And there we have it.
Fully rendered.
Yeah. In the original one.
I like the original one.
Yeah, that works. I like the background too.
Matt Murdock, very muscular in these
For a
images. So
blind-
I do feel like that's a little bit out of character.
For a blind lawyer. I feel like they've got their cast of people, right? Their models. They call them in and they just got a call sheet. It's like, all right, I'm doing Daredevil next. I'm just going to get a low shot. I'm going to get a high shot. I'm going to get a glute shot. That's
Yeah.
my Daredevil chunk. And then they go and get that developed at the store. And that's what they work from. Elektra? Yikes.
It's a weird one.
It's very well executed, but what are these?
I don't know.
Those are not size.
I tell you what, I don't like the feet at the bottom creates a distracting
Why is she in a
tangent.
bog?
I don't know.
Why is she in a Lord of the Rings bog?
Oh, Football MM, love the extreme DD costume. Weird alpaca. No clothing on Earth could cling so tightly to the muscle definition this way. I don't know. I've seen some leggings before that. Aaron, I won't.
And they're
Jonathan,
and they're all super dehydrated.
Yeah.
Every single person is super dehydrated.
they're all on a weight cut. Jonathan, LOL. Word. It's even showing veins of DD on DD. It almost looks painted
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, that's. Why would you need to see the veins on the underside of his arm? Yikes! Like
That is a very, very valid point there, Jonathan Lego Man. That's showing the veins in his arm. Yeah, that's
it's of a certain time. They're going to the extreme. I like that Black Widow though.
yeah.
I don't recall that costume at all, but
Nope.
oh, here we go.
Here's some Frank Castle.
Here's somebody who kind of makes sense in the style. Such a goofy pose though. Can you almost imagine this being animated in the 1990s?
Yeah.
Marvel style. Just moving super dorkily. If I ever
Super dorkily. I like that.
if I ever get to do a Punisher series, every single pose that he's in is just gonna be real dorky.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, I don't love it.
I don't love it either. That's not Doctor Strange.
It seems odd to me. It's like if Steve Buscemi was Doctor Strange or something.
Crystal's got some buns too.
We got to include the buns. We cannot crop any image like that. We have to go full bunnage.
Full buns. Full.
Here we go. Invisible Woman, shockingly, not with the cutout outfit.
Oh, thank goodness. Weird Alpaca, do superheroes ever get to wear sweatpants? Yeah, I mean, I think modern superheroes, you get a lot of hoodies and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the 90s, yeah, it was a lot of spandex.
Going as extreme as possible. Human Torch, it's fine.
Jonathan Lego Man, I dig the Black Widow look, almost ballerina-esque. Football MM, those are not good Punishers. I'm inclined to agree with that. I wasn't going to argue with Aaron. I'm not crazy about those Punishers.
Well, I did comment that the poses were very dorky.
The poses were very dorky.
And is he?
Jonathan Lego Man says, the Punisher looks like Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, Mr. Castle goes to Washington. The nose on Ben Grimm is kind of weird,
I don't like the thing.
and the
I don't
teeth,
like-
It's always back and forth. Do you show
Does the
thing's
thing
teeth?
have teeth?
I don't know.
I don't feel like the thing should have teeth. I don't know what the official word is on that, though. And Doom, I don't
either.
like. Doom's mouth. Doom's whole faceplate is weird.
It's like if Paul Giamatti played Doom. The casting of the image is
Yeah.
incorrect.
Doom is disappointing.
We got some
Jonathan says
card
kind of
sets
plain.
here. Oh, these must be the amalgam card sets. This must be what Black Widow wore.
Wait, there was an amalgam card set?
Or a Marvel versus DC card set. Right? Because this is Black Widow
Oh,
versus
100%.
Wonder Woman.
100%. I don't remember.
This is so bad of a match.
Can we
Black-
just go to the next page to see what set this is from? Because I'm very confused. Marvel DC Team Up Trading Cards, Fleer 1995. The two largest comic publishers, Marvel and DC, have defined the whole genre between over the past, blah, 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 blah. These two pictures were designed to be split up in. Yeah, I don't remember
9
that at
separate
all.
Trading cards. I don't remember
remember that at all. Football MM says amalgam and DC versus Marvel sets, so there must have been both.
That's such a bad fight. Black Widow versus
Wonder
Wonder
Woman?
She's so outmatched. And I like Black Widow, but that's not the matchup you want.
No, Wonder Woman's gonna spank you. Spank those glutes.
And Cyclops versus Nightwing, I feel like that's outmatched too, because Cyclops is a fairly good hand-to-hand fighter. Nightwing probably better, but he's a better strategic person. He's almost on par with Captain America in terms of strategic fighting.
No,
Nightwing's not
it's also
gonna win.
put 9 characters on a page. I don't think it's really a story we're telling here.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to make too much sense of it.
You're discounting. Jonathan Legman says you're discounting Hawkeye versus Hawkman.
I don't know enough about Hawkman to make a judgment here.
I don't know. There's a new Hawkgirl book coming out.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
liked Hawkgirl in the Justice League animated TV show.
Yeah.
That was a very strong cast, very strong writing on that whole thing. Here's your chunky Flash. He's looking good.
He's looking good. Again, a little too. Is he too muscular? Should he be leaner? Should he have more of a body of a runner? I don't know.
It's hard to say.
I think it looks good. I think it looks good.
It isn't too far removed from the TV show with John Wesley Shipp, and he was definitely not a sprinter. But I think they're just going for whatever looks good. Captain Atom, he's shiny.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. We got some Cap. No Cap.
No cap. That's what the kids.
glutes.
That's what the kids say. No cap. That's
Yeah.
cap. No cap.
I went to a comedy show yesterday, and they were trying to figure out the epistemology of cap, no cap. It could be if you're wearing a hat, you're trying to deceive in some way. And maybe that's the origin of the cap, no cap.
No cap.
But I don't know if that is accurate or not.
Red Skull's skull is very funky here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird looking.
Is he missing like a chin?
No, he's got a chin. They couldn't decide whether to go Kirby with it or just make it a skull, but it's almost like the skull is strapped onto a skull.
It looks like he has a helmet.
Yes.
This cap's great.
Yeah, it's a good cap. No cap.
No cap.
Julie Bell.
What on earth is that?
That's Hulk.
No.
No, it's definitely Hulk.
None of these are Hulk. None of these are close to being Hulk.
This is Fabio as Hulk in a full moon feature.
And this is the guy from the Goonies as Hulk.
Yeah,
Sloth from the Goonies.
He's just leaning on a beam. As you
Those
do.
Hulks are bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, they're rendered very well, but they don't have the Hulk feel to them.
No, not at all.
And for extra measure, we're just going to put a few more in there.
A few more bad Hulks. I'm okay with She-Hulk.
Yeah, she's fine. Whoa.
What is that face? What? All of these beautiful pieces of art, and none of these people can draw Hulk.
You just cover the
They're-
face.
It's
it becomes better.
they're trapped with making him too realistic.
It's the uncanny valley, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to describe him in between transformation.
No, it just doesn't work.
Or a sophisticated Hulk just relaxing calmly.
Yeah, what the hell is
on the
that?
shore. It's a romance novel.
It
with
really
the Hulk.
is. That is a Fabio as colored green.
And this is so realistically rendered, but still cartoony.
Well, yeah, like what's all of this? He's
just slapping some
smashing
oil?
something, but like, what is that? It's so distracting. And
liquid?
his
Is it-
face, he just looks like he's in pain.
Yeah, I've never seen the Hulk with that kind of mouth and face.
No. Ugh.
Okay, here we go.
Zoom in on She-Hulk. Can we go back to She-Hulk there, Football MM, and then Weird Alpaca says on the juice. Yeah, they're he's on some TRT replacement for sure.
Is that going to focus in?
Well, that's the best we can do.
Some She-Hulk. I don't like the outfit she's in.
I'm okay with it. It's dated, but whatever.
Just put her in the purple and white thing. Call it a day. Why are we doing all those lines? Some Iron Man. I think this style fits Iron Man a bit
It
better.
looks like those timeless covers that whoever's been doing them. Thank you. Super popular painter who I can't think of right now.
Alex Ross.
Alex Ross. Thank you very much. Good Lord, that was embarrassing.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
This doesn't really have that sense of scale, though.
No, I like the yellow jacket though.
The pose is good.
Yeah.
These work, I think, because it's a person who has a human face.
Football M says She-Hulk isn't much better. A Weird Alpaca gargoyle mouth for that one Hulk. I would agree with gargoyle mouth.
Mm-hmm. Ant-Man should not be that ripped.
I just feel like a lot of these characters are extra ripped.
Yeah, but oddly enough, not Hawkeye in this one.
Yeah.
Although if we met this guy in real life, he would be totally ripped.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch,
Meh.
looking very 80s.
Very 80s. Again, it's got some buns going.
Oh yeah,
I like the
all
buns.
the way out to the side there. Look at this Thor. Yikes.
Yeah, like look how big Loki is. Why does Loki have arms as big as Thor?
It's the god of mischief and deception. Yeah, I'm glad that this did not take. This does not look good. It looks like Malibu made Thor.
Yes. 100%.
This is pretty good. The Wolverine.
Yeah, he needs bigger ears.
Wolverine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now I'm seeing those. It's going to flop around in the wind wherever he goes. Those are going to look very silly in real life. These wings look pretty good. Yeah, the Wolverine is the weakest part of that image.
Yeah.
And then we've got Scarlet Witch and Rogue and Cyclops.
Yeah, so much musculature. It's
Yeah, of course, who knows like how quickly they need to execute these too. Was this Grant Morrison?
Yes. That's good.
I remember this card.
I
had
don't remember that
Professor
one.
X. That's a good Cyclops.
Yeah. He's got a big package.
Yikes. It's very casual melting through the page. I understand what they're going for, but
Lego Man, I had the X-Men Avengers books, that Batman, that is Batman level Wolverine wings. Yes, that is football. I mean, that's what's his name? Kelly
Jones.
Jones level.
Those giant.
Weird Alpaca Heaven's Gate. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe they're all wearing white Nikes. And in Football MM, the Scarlet Witch outfit was drawn better by George Perez. Rest in peace, George Perez.
Yes, that was one of the acceptable drawings of Scarlet Witch was George Perez. Archangel. These are pretty cool.
Yeah, I like those.
I like the era of Archangel with the metal wings. Apocalypse.
Oh, Heaven's
versus
Gate, the
H-
bald guy. Yes. Marshall Applewhite. What was his name?
I don't know.
No one knows.
The veins work for Apocalypse because he's supposed to be a
Yeah.
gigantic, menacing thing.
That's a real great
It's pretty
spread.
strong
I
image.
like that. That's
Yeah.
very strong.
Yeah. There's a lot in that that's working. Oh, here we go. The screaming buns,
Mm-hmm.
the metal claws, and then we got to get those bone claws in there too. Was this a Crunch and Munch image? I feel like we're getting into the Crunch and Munch.
Crunch and
era.
Munch?
Do you
Yeah,
didn't
we
they-
had this conversation the other day.
Didn't they have painted covers on the back of that? No, I don't think they were actually.
Were there
but the
cards available
Similar
through
color
Crunch
palette.
and Munch?
Yes,
That's
there,
what it
there
was.
were Crunch and Munch cards.
We were talking the other day about how sometimes the ads in comic books have a bigger nostalgia hit than almost the comic.
Yeah.
And we remember that I'm going to say again, 1995 Crunch and Munch advertisement for a snack on the back of Marvel Comics.
Which is on everything.
It's on every book, but I still
Or
that
the
image
Game
is
Genie ad with the hand.
those things are burned into my head. Like what great advertising that I will go to my grave remembering the Crunch and Munch Marvel ad, or they had the Game Genie advertisement.
And Wolverine and
Combo
Kitty
Man,
Pryde.
yes, Football MM Combo Man, of course.
Oh yeah. Oh, Shingen from the Wolverine trade paperback or the limited series.
What is that?
I don't like it.
It's just scary. That really is scary.
It's like painted on. He looks like Tiger Shark. You ever
Yes.
see the character Tiger
Yes.
Shark? Yeah. It's Yeah, I don't care for that. I'm glad that they didn't design that for the movie. Logan, just with a samurai sword and a robe. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
This works for me.
I liked it a lot. Yeah.
I feel like Julie Bell has the stronger overall pieces in this.
That cable's not working for me at all. This
It's like-
cable's working for me.
It's like if Cable was in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie in '89.
That's not cable
This
at all.
Cable's good.
Yeah,
I like the Cable and Strife. I feel like this is such a missed opportunity. The conflict between Cable and Strife in the comics could have been really interesting and cool.
Yeah.
And I remember reading a lot of the comics, but I don't remember everything or anything ever being resolved or a really cool confrontation or fight. Oh, X-Man and Dark Beast. Very hairy. It's fine. Iceman. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like the Bobby.
Some Bishop. At least in this one we have a separation of skin and the costume.
And some buns.
Yeah, always with the buns. Can't
Actually,
forget
I like the other
buns.
Bishop a little
This
bit
one?
better. Yeah. Very vascular. Bishop's very vascular.
Well, he is a soldier from the future,
It is true.
so they have those futuristic vascular items.
Football MM, why is Cable the least muscular? Very interesting point.
Yeah, that is odd, right?
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, in both of them.
Very lean. His head is quite a bit bigger.
He's missing a shoe, I just realized. That's a well-rendered foot, though.
Yeah, Boris is showing off there. Yeah, Boris did a good job on that. Bishop. I don't love that. Bishop.
I don't love either one of these. This looks like a dorky Punisher pose from a few
Yes.
pages back.
Yeah, those other ones were stronger.
Banshee works.
Banshee. I had that card.
Yep.
I probably had doubles of that card because Banshee's fine. He was probably best in Generation X. Nobody really wants Banshee. Sorry.
No, Banshee's I don't want to say a dumb character and a bad design, but it's very dated.
Mm-hmm.
And when he
Generation
yells
X.
real loud.
Yeah. Yeah. Football MM brings up a good point. Daredevil is way more buff than Cable. That does not make any sense.
No, yes, that's a very good point, Football MM.
Generation X.
There's a motorcycle outside or something.
Yeah. More buns. The buns are clearly on
Yep.
display in that one. It's fine.
Marvel crappers of the mid-90s.
White Queen. Yeah. I like the blazer.
Yeah. I mean, that's more of an outfit, I feel like, for White Queen, but I don't like the face just doesn't look White Queenie to me.
Yeah, it looks
I don't know if it
strange.
looks like White Queenie in the other one, but I think that's
I like the Generation X outfit.
yeah.
That might be my favorite one that she has, even over the. Well, do people really like the Frank Quietly outfit? I don't know.
I don't know either.
And here you've got your X girls from the cover. That's a strong piece. That's why you put that on the cover.
Very nice lady.
It's real quiet still.
I like that piece. That's a good one.
Yeah. I think that's the cover, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, got some Rogue in here. Very-
I
very
feel like I
strong
had this card.
Yep, me too, probably. Rogue Inflate and Rogue Missiles.
Some more buns.
Buns of Steel.
Painted buns. This is the name of our episode. Painted buns.
Pretty much.
Oil-
Oh, I definitely had that one.
Yeah. Oil painted rear ends.
The Jean Grey card. It's so funny to see them this large because I only ever saw them so very, very small.
Frank quietly owes Emma Frost a huge apology. Yes, he does. I think Frank quietly is great with certain things. Drawing Emma Frost,
Yeah, not so much.
probably not.
The-
These are fun.
Back to Chris Picciolo, he did that design for Emma Frost for Generation X, and I thought that was pretty strong. Of course, I'm usually pro Blazer in most situations.
Hmm.
Some more Jean Grey. It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
Those are nice.
Strong. Oh, yeah, Storm. I feel like this was the Storm card.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff is getting a bit stronger. Oh, that was the Storm card.
These are good.
no,
I like.
maybe this one
I
was.
like all these storms.
Yeah, all these Storms are very strong. Those are great.
They don't know how to do capes though. I feel like all the capes I've seen are very weak, with maybe this exception where it's a simple shape, but it works for the character and the design.
Maybe
But,
because it's
what-
harder to get photo reference of the cape in the exact position that you want.
Dude, you think you might have nailed it.
Psylocke, Shadowcat.
Because yeah, it's very easy to get, good
Make
photo
somebody pose
reference,
just like that.
good photo reference for these poses. But like, yeah, a cape in motion.
Mm-hmm. Psylocke,
Meh,
it's fine.
meh.
That's fine. Domino.
Domino.
They gotta get the buns in every shot. Every shot.
Aaron Lee.
Oh, Allison Blair. There we go.
Yeah, that was
Dazzler.
definitely a card. Crow Blazer. Aaron Lee.
That's right.
Blaze up.
I feel like this is one of the lesser egregious
Yes.
uses of the buns.
Yes.
Because at least it fits with the style,
Mm-hmm.
with the leggings and like a big coat. I've become more and more of a fan of Dazzler over the years. I blame Paul Chadwick because he did.
I like Dazzler.
He did a run on Dazzler, and my favorite character to play on the X-Men side-scrolling arcade game because she's got the same radius power as Colossus, and
Yes.
she's a little bit faster.
You cracked the code.
And nobody wants to. Well, maybe now they will.
No,
maybe,
I would play Dazzler.
maybe
on
now
the
they
X-Men
want to play
arcade game.
Dazzler. But I do like that game a lot. I can play as anybody. It's a fun game. Phoenix versus Magneto. Okay.
I like that Magneto.
Yeah, it's a good Magneto. Very Jean-Claude Van Damme villain.
I don't like that Magneto.
Yeah, that's a nice dorky pose.
That's like it looks like something I would draw, to be honest.
Well, fair enough. Oh, look, she's got a blazer. Then that lets you know she's transforming.
Mm.
One side has a blazer and one side does not.
Wow.
Whoa, that Sabretooth. Yikes.
Oh, random is gross.
Yeah. It's almost like
Random
looking
is
sweaty,
gross.
right? Very shiny. Mr. Sinister. Random is a character I should pitch for Marvel.
Do they do anything with random? I just like
I
that
don't
he
think so.
shoots his
Bio
his
bullets.
goo. He shoots his body goo.
Yeah.
And that's his weapon.
My story with Random would be he just goes to frat parties.
And just shoots goo.
Yes.
Random. Football Adam says they killed Random. But all the X-Men are back now with Krakoa. So I'm
Mhm.
sure you could bring him back easily and have him shoot goo at...
And
College
Fitzroy with his
parties.
glass helmet.
Oh, yeah.
War Machine.
Tiny head?
Very tiny head. And last but not least, Hurricane.
Who is Hurricane?
It's another Penthouse.
Penthouse Comics. That's why.
Yeah. Right into the missile. Okay.
That was interesting.
Okay. Yeah, we went on that journey.
Woo! That was exhausting.
And you can tell that it's work for hire because some parts are executed at such a high level and then other parts of it are just kind of fudged.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't
There's a
paint-
lot of pretty stuff in there, though.
I can't
there really
paint
is.
at this level. We're being critical of it, but this is all very
No, I
well
mean
done.
we're you like some things better than others, and
Correct.
there's some swings and some misses in there, and that's okay.
Mhm.
There's a lot of really good stuff in there, though. That was cool.
Yeah, this is a cool book to run into the other day.
Yeah.
And so the second piece of this is the 3-minute sketchbook. which
Oh
is
my
Another
goodness.
piece.
We're gonna have to do this one in like 8 minutes.
Yeah. So this is just a 3-minute sketchbook.
I
of-
love this. I feel like I forget about taking art classes in college and things like that. Where one of my favorite classes. Oh my gosh, that really was that a 3-minute sketch? There's no way for that
It
Hellboy.
may be.
Get
s-
out of
some
here.
of these
4
guys are
4
just ready
minutes
to
for that
rock.
thing. I don't like. Well, I do like that thing. It's different.
Steve McNiven. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is he definitely is leaning into a certain style.
But
Mike Diodato. I wish his stuff was
Yeah.
more loose like this.
me too.
Because he uses a lot of digital posing technology now, and I understand why he does it because you can get things done quicker. But this is the good stuff.
Football M says BS on Hellboy. I don't know how you do that in 3 or 4 minutes. But I do remember like taking college anatomy classes, illustration classes, and I loved like, and you probably did this too. Like
There's no way on this one. 3 minutes?
no way.
That doesn't no.
But like you would do like the 10-second warm ups where like capture the gesture,
Mhm.
and like your line just becomes so free and so loose. And then once you start to drill down into like 30 seconds to a minute to 3 minutes, it's like, oh, you just feel like you're capturing an energy.
Look at this Howard Chaykin. I love that looser Howard Chaykin too.
Mm-hmm.
Michael T. Gilbert, Teixeira. I feel like that's not really 3 minutes.
It says, oh, is that just the time? Or is that
Well,
say
the date. The date.
No. What's underneath?
No, it says 2:57 p.m. I don't know if that's an actual time. Maybe that. It seems very precise, but it could be. Bernie Wrightson, I believe that's 3 minutes. Mike Mignola,
I believe that's 3 minutes.
Terry Moore, I believe that's 3 minutes. Have you ever watched any of his YouTube stuff?
No.
He can draw like a maniac. Like, this probably took him less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, like the Perez down there. Like, again, there's like a time. I feel like it's 2:36.
Yeah, it could be. John Romita Jr., he's got to show off, right? He got 3.
Yeah, well, because he can do 2 books a month or 3 books a month.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're. Well, never mind.
Andy Kubert. Yeah, maybe.
That's pretty.
Humberto Ramos.
Yeah.
Definitely. Mike Grell. Dave Gibbons. Really?
No, that's not 3 minutes.
I don't think so. I believe these, though. John Romita Sr., I believe that one. Walter Simonson, I believe that. I believe that's even less. I think he was just ripping on that.
Yeah.
Mike Plug. Tim Sale. Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's fun.
Kyle Baker. I'd love to see the more reduced style of people working
3
really,
minutes.
really quickly.
I mean, that's a lot for 3 minutes.
But Iron Man is Bob Layton's claim to fame. How many times do you think he's drawn?
You think he just goes?
Yeah, he's probably drawn the same pose
1,000 times. Yeah. All right.
It could be. It could be.
Football MMM. Jim Sale was great. Jonathan Legaman. R.I.P. Michael Turner. Yeah, R.I.P. Michael Turner. Too young. 30.
Selbashima. I love that.
A while ago, you said, "Oh, I can see some Selbashima in your work," and I was like, "I don't know. Yeah, like that looks like a sketch I would do."
I really like Sale. I think he's an unsung artist in the Marvel stuff. I kind of wish there was more stuff that looked like this.
Yeah. Noodly.
There's Eric Larson.
Hey.
Ivan Oming. So precise.
Yeah, that's nice.
Steve Rude. What a maniac. I believe that's 3 minutes for him. Because he's got to draw the figure, and then he's got to draw this other stuff. He just got to show off.
If that's 3 minutes, that's incredible.
He's
he's incredible.
John K. Snyder, Jamie Hewlett. That's a fun Hulk. Jamie Hewlett, Alex Maleev. I wish his Daredevil run kind of looked more like that too. That's fun. Joe Sinnott. He's probably drawn the Thing so many times.
Hey, wait a second. Go back.
No teeth though.
They stole your character, Tree Balloon.
Tree Balloon. I don't think that's explicitly Tree Balloon. Mitch Breitweiser. That's a great Captain America. I like that too.
Yeah, typically I don't like the
chainmail
armor, but in that sketch I like that a lot.
Well, they give it some volume. It wasn't just like a fish scale they added to it. Tim Vigil doing Faust. I believe that. Barry Kitson. Oh yeah, Judge
3
Dredd.
minutes. Yeah, I mean, those are all just sharp lines that, like, yeah.
Josh Middleton. 3 minutes flat. I believe that. Gary Leach, Dick Ayers, Sam Hart, Alan Kupperberg, Sean Chen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
Michael Ringo. Such great dimensionality on that thing.
Ringo was so good. Look at that, too, 1:45. Just this simple, and even just like the couple little dots that are placed, like that.
Just a little bit of texture.
Just a little bit of texture. Oh, he's so good.
Liam Sharp with Death's Head 2. Frank Cho. Yeah, I believe that.
No, look at the time, though. The time's longer.
Is it 7:05? What's the 7:05 p.m.?
I don't know why people are putting. I feel like they're supposed to be writing the times down, but people are putting PM.
Yeah, I don't know. But Frank Cho draws a lot, so I think he could hit the 3 minute. Like he's got many books out on his drawings.
That Beast is.
It's Wolverine. It looks like Beast though. Maybe it's mislabeled.
I like it better as Beast.
Yeah, Tony Moore doing a little vampire there. Steve Lieber, I like his stuff too. Breaking out the brush, I like that.
What's it say for the time down there?
2 minutes 50 seconds.
It's unbelievable.
I love that he broke out that brush. The next stuff I do has got to be more textural, more fine arts ishy. Like at least taking experiments into that. Jim Chung, yeah, he's good. Francesco Francavilla,
Yeah, he's nasty.
Alan Davis.
I just like that happy thing.
It's almost like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
It's like if you combined Fred Flintstone with the Thing. Norm Brayfogle, Emily Hare, Keith Pollard, Mike Choi, Steve Yowell, Ron Lim.
Mm-hmm. That's classic.
Yep. Ron Wilson, John M. Burns, Brent Anderson, Micah Gunnell, Andy Runton, Bill Morrison, Lee Weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got that classic mid-century modern illustrator.
Yeah.
Wando. That's fun. I like that. Sergio Aragones. He probably did that in way less than 3 minutes.
It looks like 135 down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Because he used to do things at conventions, just speed sketching.
Yeah.
And just set up and just draw and draw and draw and draw. Charlie Adlard. Bob Hall. That's fun. That's very Ron Garney
Yeah.
Hulk.
And there's no way that was 3 minutes.
Bob Budiansky. Frank Camuso.
Hey, our
Max
buddy
Sam.
Frank.
Yeah.
Look at that. We didn't even know Frank was in there.
Hometown
Frank,
hero.
our buddy at Syracuse Illustration Department.
Yep. And Ahoy Comics. Tom Yates.
And Ahoy Comics.
Mark Farmer. Interesting to see him draw because he's known mostly as an inker. Mike Kaluta. That's fun. I like the shadow. Bernard Chang. Thomas Cook. Kevin Eastman.
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah, that's a good one. Mike Manley. John Gallagher. Shannon
A
Mannion.
lot of good things.
Sean Phillips, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is the time. 2:45. Rufus Dayglow. That's a cool Abe. I like that a lot. John Boy Myers.
That is a good Abe.
Gene Ha. Ryan Otley.
Hey,
Ted-
Ted Noodleman. That was the comic he did before he got discovered.
Oh, really?
Yep. He did an online comic called Ted Noodleman, and then Kirkman found him.
That's great. Chris Weston. David Mack. That's a great piece. Duncan Federago. Jerry Carr. Jim Starlin. Will Conrad. Scott James. Pablo Marcos. That's a little Red Sonja there. Dave Sim from Cerebus. John Herbert. Luke McDonald, who did the Demon in a Bottle stuff for Iron Man, right? Wasn't he? He was on Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then there's some pages.
Look at that.
left
Pages in
here.
the back. You can get... that's a great gimmick, though. Bring it to a con and have other people put sketches in it. Make it custom. Make it your own.
Yeah, I do like that idea. This is a great little concept.
Yeah, cool.
The 3-minute sketchbook. Should we try to do a 3-minute?
You want to do a
sketch?
3-minute sketch?
We probably have the technology to do
Yeah.
a timer, right?
All right.
You want me to set up a timer? I'm
What are we drawing? Just anything?
Should we solicit?
Oh, your mic went out.
Hey,
again.
my mic went out again. Oh, people are going out right when we need them most.
All right.
Give us a character to draw, everybody, if you're still with us, and we'll do a 3-minute sketch.
Yeah.
Check one.
You
Are
there?
you still with me?
Yeah, I gotta figure that out.
Hellboy? You cool with Hellboy?
Yeah. I
All right, so we can set up a timer.
I need to look up a Hellboy.
Are we gonna do some ref?
I just want to make sure we'll do some movie reference.
Some Ron Perlman?
Yeah.
Ron Perlmutter?
Ron Perlmutter. All right.
Let's see. I wonder how hard I should go into
Um,
reference. Or you know what?
All right, hold on.
Maybe I'll just do it in
Hellboy,
ink.
Tommy Pickles. Tommy Pickles was actually a nickname of mine for a period of time. I don't. One of a couple of my cashier girls back in like the early 2000s called me Tommy Pickles for some reason. Probably
You
because I
always
was
wear a
bald.
blue shirt?
Probably because I started shaving my head.
You wear a blue shirt a lot?
I'm gonna do a Hellboy.
Hellboy?
Yeah.
I feel good about Hellboy too.
Yeah.
Football says Daredevil. What do you think?
I don't know. What do you want?
It's hard to say.
I'll do a Daredevil if you want to do a Hellboy.
Cashier girls? You want us to draw cashier girls? To
No,
wrestle?
I was saying that the when I worked at Wegmans, I was a front end manager. I think they started calling me Tommy Pickles when I started shaving my head. So that was my cashier girls reference.
I feel like Hellboy's cooler because he's created around
Mhm.
and Mike Mignola. So I think I'm gonna go straight in with inks.
I think I'm going to do that too.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do this.
All right, we're going to put you on the camera, I think.
All right.
We're not going to put me on the camera.
All right.
This is the part where we don't talk either. It's the part of the podcast where we don't actually say anything.
This is just the ASMR part of the podcast
Yes.
where you just hear the pencils on paper, the markers on paper. Now I am drawing a chin. Making sure I get that chin beard in there. Got to make sure to get those broad shoulders in there too. Switching out my utensils here.
Oh yeah. What are you drawing with?
I'm going to my weapon of choice, the brush pen. But it must be done quickly. You must use that brush pen.
Oh, I screwed up.
I couldn't even find these at Michael's. Last time I was at a Michael's, I was like, do you want to lose my impulse buy purchase? Because I always buy brush pens when I go to Michael's. Do I need them? Absolutely not. Do I want them? Yes, I do. I might have given Hellboy too much hair. Yeah, 40 seconds.
Left?
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is not as good as David Max.
Mine's as good as David Max.
Well, one of us had to be. Here I was getting cocky. I was thinking about even breaking out color. That's not going to happen. There it is. Pencils down.
Oh, that's not bad.
Got some honk, boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Honk. Yeah, it's a good Daredevil. I like
No,
that.
we can go into here. We can.
Here we go.
Well, hey, it's the best we could do. I
not too bad.
started with really weird ears, but
You start with the ears?
No, I don't know what
I do sometimes.
I started with the little horns. Actually, it's funny. We both have characters with horns. I started with little horns, and I was like, "Oh, that's totally not what I wanted." And then I don't know what I did, but yeah, we did it.
I almost feel like I would have done a better job if I did that without reference.
Well, and that's I actually, oddly enough, we got a bunch of these Marvel Universe guys. So I was like, "Oh, I'll flip it open to the Daredevil page just for the heck of it." Which I know how to draw Daredevil, but I thought, I don't know, kind of fun.
Yeah, so, sometimes when you do something like that, it's nice to have a little bit of a safety net.
I should have just gone off my. But all right, well,
Yeah,
that's it. I think we did it. We
that's
did
pretty
another
good.
podcast. Yeah,
Pappy would be proud. I hope you're watching, Pappy.
I miss you, Pappy.
Pappy drew it.
Pappy drew it.
And you too. Oh wait, did we want to do
Oh yeah, we should do that real quick.
just real quick here?
Hey,
What-
another thing, real quick. Something cool that came into the comic shop this week. Friend of the shop, Caetano Valenzuela, sent
Black Rabbit Studio.
Black Rabbit Studios sent a couple shorts to Aaron and I back in February. And said, "Hey, do you think these would be good enough for publication?" And guess what? One of them is published as of this past Wednesday in Savage Dragon 266. Go to the doc cam.
There it is. All right.
Um,
Zoom. We're going to
Yeah,
the back.
beautiful. Actually, this is one of Eric's best drawn pages or books in a while. Beautifully
Yep.
illustrated. A lot of good reference. Dragon moves
Whoa,
back to
yeah.
San Francisco. But at the very end of the book,
Lots of backgrounds.
yeah, at the very end of the book,
We're going. Here we go.
Fulton's own, the comic shop's affiliate, Caetano Valenzuela with the String backup story.
Starring Cathead. His
Starring
longtime
Cathead, his
character.
main character. Cool to see that in print in a book that, national selling book by a huge artist and writer. And here's some Caetano stuff, a little extra backup story for you. So very cool. Picked that up at the comic shop, 112 East Bridge Street, the comic shop. Grab a Caetano backup story at Savage Dragon 266
Yeah,
today.
come on down. And if we could probably get him to sign a few of these too,
We
right?
could,
Don't you
yeah.
think?
Well, I mean,
Like next time he comes in, maybe
Yeah.
just get him to sign a bunch of
absolutely. Write his name in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But
these. Yeah, local hero. Caetano
local
Valenzuela
boy
gets
does
published.
good.
He can now
Image-
put in parentheses
Image
Caetano
com-
Valenzuela, parentheses Image Comics.
That's right.
Anywho, that was fun to get
Oh,
through.
boy, your
all of that.
microphone again.
I'm always breaking up a little bit.
Well, that's okay. We're going to switch out your microphone next
So
week.
Boris Vallejo and Julie Bell, some nice work, some nostalgia for that.
Yeah, some
These
fun 3-minute sketches.
That's fun. I think that's a gimmick I'd like to bring back.
Yeah, I would do that.
I had fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some good feast for the eyes. I know podcasts are mostly for the ears, but we can't help it. Sometimes we go in the other direction.
Hey,
too.
look, we're trying the best we can.
Not too bad for just throwing this
Yep.
together last second.
Yep, because we're considering. Yep, whatever.
Yep, whatever.
Take us home.
You've been listening to and watching, hopefully, the Oswego Comic Shop does a podcast with me, Aaron Z. Lee,
Oh, and
professional doodler, professional mic cutter outer.
and I'm Evan Coy, amateur doodler, and should be professional mic fixer upper. But that's it. Have a good night,
Godspeed and good
everybody.
night.
Take care. Apologies to Jack Kirby.
Apologies, Jack Kirby.